Ryan.
Yeah, it's pretty much a mirror matchup other than Fwifo being on there, but Aaron has been holding his place already, can get a frag, and it's a bloodbath already. Who Relics, who was the most improved player, I think, from the tournament that we saw in the Open, is able to start off with 2. They've broken onto the site. Fwifo is a player that's to look out for. He's causing problems on this site.
Nice. Still in with an
teleporter. Look at this control that Mitch is trying to dictate. Only 30 seconds left, and it's a really bizarre push out of Cloud9. C9, Vice can't do too much on the side of the A site. Cloud9 need to try and make something happen.
Yeah, they didn't fully invest into this round, it seems, though, so even a spike plant is something extra. It's some finances, and Mitch has just come through with 2 kills off the back of the Classic, trying to throw a weapon over to a teammate, but it hasn't quite been retrieved. However, TenZ picks off 2 in a matter of seconds. This has gone for...
Right.
One of those reasons, unfortunately, most teams in the world don't have TenZ, who I think is definitely in the argument for... Well, no, I was going to say...
Isn't the case, the breach changes, increasing the time of his flash a little bit more, not in here. Pretty much everything that was in the Open qualifier is in this one. Playing on an older patch just for stability reasons, I'd guess. And Cloud9 are going to be happy with that, with how well they performed on that patch. Obviously, big changes coming in with Sky, with Icebox, all things that they have to adjust to. TenZ is going to try and face, but even then, like losing a Spectre like that, it could add up, certainly, because XSET are a team that can do quite a lot on the Force. Economy is going to be important in a match like this. On the side of XSET, just to get the information is one, because the rest of the team is in hookah. They're going to start pushing through. There's a lot of smokes, though, and this is a nice little crossfire that XSET have set up. They've done damage now, and even Aaron with the blast pack could do some damage. It's just up to Shinobi and Vice to try and make stuff happen, but the spike is going to get planted. In fact, he's trying to get in and around, but if this smoke dies behind him, he's going to get given up. Very difficult, but interesting play from Cloud9 to make this a 3 versus 2.
Bringing this back, this shouldn't have been possible. It's on, and that could give them enough. They've spotted the players in the backlines, but this should at least still be the sight game by C9 and Relics. Well, that's one hell of a fake. He's managed to get 2 kills almost too easily. Can they deny the plant, though? That's the real question. The spam of the Hunter's Fury going through the wall does at least deny it a moment, but the fact is it goes down. Swifo, he's managed to find himself a trade, however. The spam through the wall does a lot, but Mitch's peak is almost too perfect, leaving just 1 man left. Swifo to face off. Sorry, he's got a teammate with him, but not for long. Now he's last, as there's 2 remaining to find. And
it's an important fight for XSET to win if they're going to dedicate to it.
Oh, I like this, though. They've split back through the teleporter and surrounded the players. That's, in fact, a spike down. So they managed to turn this already into a 2v2 situation. However, it is TenZ and
against Immortals, against gen.g. And that's all down to Cloud9 just reading this game, respecting their opponents, and effectively anti-stratting them just with their playstyle alone.
This time, the Hunter's Fury doesn't really achieve too much. In fact, we did to kick things off. A second cheeky headshot will give him an advantage, and although he's eventually traded out, becomes somewhat meaningless again, though.
Just see, it's so crazy to me how passive XSET, they're declawed at this point. This was a ferocious the right idea, can't get any damage in. And that strategy might not find too much use, but he's still able to get Relics at least. TenZ at least trades out onto Pura. And that's all he's able to do with that kind of gun as we go into a 4 versus 3 retake. XSET want to be able to try and take back the site. No ultimates to do it in. And the positioning for Cloud9 is varied and going to be difficult to uproot.
Yeah, they have the right idea of the positioning of Vice, but so many angles to clear, and they actually peek directly into TenZ. Not what you want to be doing. Leaving just 2. Brando, one of them. Aaron does at least clear out TenZ, but the problem is there's still so many members of this C9 roster standing. And Brando with 60 HP. Might just have to look to try and escape this one. The spike ticking very fast indeed. Actually just an eco. There's a few pieces here and there invested. And in fact, they're actually going to use the ultimate. Brando does at least manage to get one with a pistol, but again, this is sort of what I'm talking about. They managed to clear out the site, and now they're even picking off players on A as well. They've managed to completely confuse and split the defense.
30 seconds left.
Cloud9, they are actually going to be walking into A. There's a very, very small chance that XSET managed to do something impressive here. Dwifo trying to get back in onto Vice, and now it's left all onto the pistol of We Did, and while the spike's not even planted in the end.
Have that anymore. Vice has mostly been playing Breach. He's been doing well on the Sova. And Empress is available for Tens if he chooses to use it. But Pura, double
lives that came to be pretty close in the end. However, the rotation is already coming in things from XSET. They have a good read on the situation at least, even starting to throw out the Hunter's Fury, which has caught one man, but in the meantime, Relix again on the entry has found another pick. Pure R with his second kill of the round, looking to try and double up a little bit more. And in the meantime, the spike has gone doubling back, an important kill from Shinobi. He picks off the one player who was defending the site, and in fact, the spam come here made things a bit awkward, but the problem is they have to kill him. They have to clear him, and unfortunately, Pure, this is where he finally falls after a couple of kills, setting his team up. It now becomes problematic. Shinobi goes down in the meantime, and Relic still has the showstopper, putting him onto a third kill this round. Brando now has to get to... Easily could have taken it, but unfortunately, CLOUD9 just seemed to be so solid when it comes to the late round positions. Aaron, a good position, slightly misses onto the Lear, and that's enough for him to go down. They have the lockdown, which will likely force the majority of players out of this site, or force them towards the lockdown itself. Either way, CLOUD9 are more than happy with that, and this round is all too...
Wifo has the neural fest. Realistically, not going to use it. It's a case of try and get a couple of frags, but even then, this is flawless from CLOUD9 at this point. Really, at this point, are you going to be saving a bookie? The Cypher, not likely. It's just try and catch somebody. And this could be easily a 9-3 half for Cloud.
Rounds that CLOUD9 managed to bring back. Recently, it's been next to nothing. And again, it's not going to be the start they were looking for. Tens with the opener, but We Did now bringing up an operator. Could be the difference maker. Brando as well on the Sova has managed to find 3 kills, and Vice. But somebody here eventually... The drone gives him a piece of information. Actually, they've tapped the spike. They're just starting to defuse it, trying to almost bait them in to the site. And while Brando is going to deny that very quickly indeed, Relic's trying to fight from the players in the bathroom. A quick shot onto the first, but the paranoia leaves him completely blind. However, he's the only one left. The question is that they got it on the time. It's looking pretty good for C9. It's going to be incredibly close. They went for a slight investment into this sort of round. Mitch is going to get a very easy kill. We Did trying to shadow step his way through, has been caught out by the Killjoy, and in fact the second player will fall in the same way. Mitch holding his ground, and sure, eventually Brando will get the trade. They should at least get a spike plant as well, which is some extra money in the bank, something for the next round. The fact is, though, winning this, nigh impossible. They are stuck in a corner. It might help them at least with some cheeky classic right clicks, but realistically, it is going to be double digits hit for C9.
And this buy that's going to come out of XSET in this next of Wifo and Brando to get those kills. It's really been an off day for XSET, and really this is the last day that they can afford to have an off day. They go down to like a deciding elimination match, which will be at the end of today. They will play the loser of 100 Thieves or Luminosity. Both of those teams are really scary on the best of days, so it's going to be tricky, and Relics just adds to that misery.
This isn't even this is sort of their bonus round. This is the spare weaponry they had over from the last that they're using to try and do some extra damage. Instead, it's looking like they might take the win, but Aaron has managed to find Tens. He's been caught out a fair few times in this match so far. This man, though, has been almost flawless, and he's going to get a freebie. Relics with his third kill. I don't know how many times I've said that so far in this map. And
other teams. But this has just been a perfect performance for them. They are not giving XSET an opportunity, but Pura at least is able to get 2. It's an opening. The rest of his team are going to be pushing through Hookah at this point at least. All of the rotating players from Cloud9 ready to hit them head on.
It has become a possibility, and well, to try and clear both of these angles is not going to be easy. However, Relics, again, he's there with one. Shinobi alongside him will already trade things back into a 2v2 situation. The spike, in the meantime, has got just waiting here, wasting time, although he actually goes peeking in. He gives Pure an opportunity here. Maybe just getting a little bit too cocky, as he could have waited for Shinobi to come back around. And actually, now switching things up once again, Ryan, as this goes in towards the B site. It's a chase. It's a chance for Pure to really bring around home for his team.
10 seconds left.
Shinobi, though,
Spike
is
planted.
hot on his heels. I don't know if he'll expect him to be this far out, just around the corner watching for the hookah, but the problem could be the push starting to come through. Long weeded, he's left so blind. However, the trades are coming back. Still even though. Bear in mind, this is not a full investment from C9. This is them trying to do some damage along the way while they have the purchase for the next round. There is still a rifle for Mitch, and actually XSET are not going to switch their direction. We saw them do that in the last round, playing a game of Ring Around the Rosie, but the fact is Mitch has now picked off another, and now they decide it's the time to try and switch back. The problem, Ryan, though, the man they're walking into is all the more terrifying. Like, Relix is still here and ready.
He's waiting. I don't think they're going to expect it. The flank is a bit awkward as he's still using the stinger, but he gets the kill onto Brando. Rifle could have had an amazing lurk onto B, but Mitch just jump peeks him. He's not been caught out by these kind of players. He's been so good at dealing with lurkers like him and some rows of problematic players. Rifle can at least bring this down to a 1 versus 2. He is running right into a sheriff. And now 1 versus 4 to try and take this first map. Their best opportunity, to be honest, for XSET to take a surprising map win against CLOUD9. It's looking all up in smoke. If XSET could get anything done, they can't. 30 jet.
30 seconds left.
And this is typically what they're used to as they're attacking and trying to do some damage on 2 different sites at this point.
Yeah, it's not going very well either. Pure Oz just stepped up with 3 crisp 1 taps, and while Relix finds a kill on the other side, in fact, finds 2 kills on the other side. The problem is he doesn't have the spike, and he doesn't have the time. As long as they don't just run in and die. Like, that's pretty much it. As long as XSET just hide here, the pistol round is theirs.
Interestingly, the map is pretty much full control for CLOUD9. Tens has made a lot of space. He's trying to get close into Brando, but the spray is pretty good. But they just stopped checking. He's looking to see if somebody's coming for the other entrance. That would be Relix. But now it's a 2 versus 3. The site is looking to be open for business with the spike getting planted for CLOUD9.
Spike planted.
But they are not in good post-plant positions. XSET have them cornered. It is a case of whether they can win these battles against the really weak Tens and a really strong Relix.
One enemy remaining.
Somehow this has come back into
Angles like this, Mitch is happy to use that utility just to scare him off a little bit. He wants to feed up his ultimate at this point. He's going to be fighting for this spot all day for lockdown. And even just poking out. That is an insane shot from Purado. Tens goes down. It's another opening
from XSET. They could not hold A. Even if they put 3-4 players here versus both Immortals and Gen.g, they struggled. But this time, it's going very well indeed. A lovely shot off the back of the Sheriff. And now Shinobi, 15 seconds. It might just be an idea to try and hold on to the gun. To rounds like this is because you don't really have that much to lose. Tens has some extra cash available to him as well, so buying into the next round is going to be all too easy, but you never know, they might get a big bonus going into this one. Aaron already down. This leaves 2 players in the back of the boathouse, and Tens is going hunting. However, things are becoming a little bit more problematic. He's been tacked down, and Brando killing him off should make this very easy indeed. Mitch, though, has put a man into the back corner. Should know exactly where he is. That's another kill coming through. And he even has a nano swarm that shuts them out for longer. Now even expended is the showstopper, which doesn't get a kill, but does do extra damage. And Vice started off as the early man pushing. He's now the lurker. Trying to make things as awkward into this is now impossible.
They're not going to move. It's just a case of kill what you can, do as much damage, and they're able to do that. At least we did. We killed Mitch, but it's traded out. It's a 4 versus 3. The spike is
into utility, even throwing in the Rolling Thunder. It doesn't quite connect, but the fact is they've managed to gain enough ground that it doesn't even matter. Tens trays out the kill, the plant goes down, and now they have to try and clear things out. But this has gone much better. This time, they've managed to get rid of Vice, who was a thorn in their side, so they can gain this overall control of the B site, or at least the areas around it. There is, however, a second lurk, but it seems like they know about it. They know exactly where Mitch is coming from, so in the meantime, they can start to push back through. But with enough damage being done, now Mitch can actually pounce, but he goes down instantly as well. Again, it's going to come down to just Tens, the man with the operator, but he gains his 3rd kill of the round and needs an ace if he's going to hold on here. Backing around the boxes, there's the 4th.
No.
One more man standing and only 3 HP. He has 1 bullet left in the chamber to win it, and he can't quite do it, but he bought enough time Tens is gonna win it.
Hell are XSET gonna try and do here?
Oh no, it doesn't get any better. This is the thing, there's been lots of people talking about that operator nerf. I'm sure you could just send Tens clips to Riot, and that would be enough to convince them that the gun is absolutely fine, because this man, he makes it look very, very easy. Very, very easy indeed. And I can tell you for sure, if you don't already know, it's not. Curveball coming through, and now Relix is back as well, as if it wasn't bad enough. The last few rounds have sort of been close, but CLOUD9 looking to win one clean. And that's where things truly get scary, because if you're having a bit of a back and forth, rounds are slipping away from...
Even the Renegades Invitational, they came third place. They didn't even get to the finals, which has pretty much been the story of this team. Now look at the way that Relix is playing. Okay, never mind in that case, because Quifo can at least take that engagement.
That direction. It doesn't matter how many players they stack up. We're also going to see the paranoia avoided by Relix, who again begins to go in as the entry, but it's all an elaborate ruse. They even showed the spike on that side of the map, and while Relix may have got the entries, done exactly what they needed, they're just going to... But that's the one thing we have to note for CLOUD9. Even in a 1v3, they managed to do enough to hold on to the round. So are we truly a believer in them bringing this one back? No, and unfortunately, Ten seems to have eyes in the back of his...
Plans from Cloud9 have been in really good positions. They had somebody in A main. They obviously had Ten's hubby in mid. 2 players on the site. They have full control.
But yeah, I think as well, like the small piece of aggression we did see from them ultimately failed miserably, and it's happened once again. To keep the streak of rounds going, and you can see the hunt. It's the battle of the Jets going to continue, and even just the time wasted, Tens is going to win it with a classic. If any ego out from C9, like leaving Vice behind in certain situations, or having the lurker of even Mitch coming back around on the flank, or in some cases just Tens going wild. The problem is now is they're not even watching from behind or something. They're completely in the heads of XSET. They're going to go back to the A site within the last 10 seconds. Shinobi catches up your... It's absolutely nothing done. CLOUD9 are playing it.
Quifo is going to survive to tell the tale, but who knows for how long. Even now, it's a 3 versus 3. Aaron can get the frag onto Relix. And most teams will be like, let's go for it, let's try and do something. But at this point, Quifo hasn't moved since Ten's almost got that kill onto him. It's crazy to sort of watch this come
every single time. Now, granted, this style only works when you have your players getting the entry frags, which they do. Oh, okay. That was pretty nice. I'll give Weeded
the first blood. Wants to try and at least delay Cloud9, take them, give them a bit
left.
of damage. But Vice gets a kill onto Weeded that's on the back of the east side. Quifo is still here trying to cause it. He stops the plant going in. A really good round from XSET.
All the way through to the spawn. The rest of his team is still trying to go for the push, and eventually Pure R will pick off Tens. There comes the first Odin for Mitch, which will grant them the site. And this is the change of pace I don't think the XSET saw coming. It's been those late round rotations, it's been the switch ups. This time, just run and gun.
Running back is going to be used on the defenses. We did get an extra. It's now 4 versus 3. The ultimate doesn't really find too much other than where Vice is placed. And even the Nano Swarm and shots can only do a little bit of damage to him. CLOUD9 is still sitting pretty on this side. Weeded's got the spray, got the right idea, but can't kill onto Vice. Just a couple more shots would have done damage, but Mitch, that's his second with the Odin at least. And in the spray, he gets a third. Weeded goes down. He's getting a fourth. He can ace with this gun. It's just Brando left. This was a round that you would think the XSET could get. He's got the Odin ace. That is disgusting, Mitch. 8-4 to...
Pretty much have all of the highlights in the highlight package. But here we go. Thank you, GoPuff, for bringing this one through. This was filth. Everybody else. And that's it. That's why he's considered one of, if not the best player in the world. He's going to pull out an Ares and see you later. It's always Pure R as well. I feel like he actually embodies that sort of classic line of like, I'm going to kill off the imposter.
Of their eggs into the same basket, which is B. But look, Cloud9 have so much control over the map. They know it's coming. Or maybe not, because Tens is just going to have an updraft peek onto mid, an area that, to be honest, neither team has really touched when it comes to aggressive play. just gets ran over. Two players know he's there, and they burst on through, but look at this damage coming in from Cloud9. 1 versus 3. Weeded's going to get the plant in.
Spike planted.
He only has a classic.
Yeah, he would have needed a miracle to win that one, but hey, a couple of kills.
It's going to be a hell of a game, but it's still an opportunity for XSET, to be honest, because I think out of those two teams, tens, that's what he was expected to come out of Pura before, and he just shows them how it's done. This is just an absolute match.
They're throwing out a lot of counter utility. This is making things very awkward with the nade. Push up to the side.
haven't got
How many
him.
bullets is he going to spam? I don't even know, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill with the blade storm, and they didn't spot Mitch. He's still in the site. This man was there from the very beginning. He's actually looped back round behind them and got back through in towards their spawn. This round is nigh on over. Aaron needs a miracle burst. Second kill, but he can't quite get anything more. It is an 11th for Cloud9, and that was manic. Things definitely looked a little bit more cagey for them than normal. She's still going to try and get their push in towards this site. Aaron, he's going to start things off with the opener. However, there's already been a trade back. Shinobi with one more, leaving things into a 3v2 situation. Still in favor of the attackers. And now it is left all onto Shinobi. He's going to try and just tap this plant.
Test, and the paranoia comes through. I think Pura's expecting this kind of play.
It may not matter too much, but they do have a player in the back corner, but it seems like they know, and that's going to be another player killed off. Not again. This is something we saw so many times in the last map, and I don't know how Tens is still alive. Finally, Aaron is there to put him down. The question is the damage already done? Vice has picked off another. This isn't even an investment round. Gonna try and hold this one down, not give anything away.
What
Trying to push this one at the same time, and Vice gets the instant headshot. 12-5. I think we can pretty much call this one GG.
Boils under the pressure a little
30
bit.
seconds left.
Wanted to look for a play at least. And he
Oh,
gets
dear.
caught out. That's actually kind of smart, but Shinobi is at least good for a couple before he's taken down with a Phantom.
Do they know? Oh, they
They
do.
do.
They
His
managed
mic
to
is
get
going
the
to
kill.
get planted. It's good though. It's
This
good
was
stuff.
looking like it was set up.
Can't really predict that play though from Relix using his ultimate and trying to use some utility. Knows that there's two players there. The paranoia's going to be good. Why not just dedicate to the defuse? They lined up. And Cloud9 take this 2-0. A dominant side from them. XSET, a team that are fairly new.